He remained blissfully unaware of the brewing storm. Each night, he would return to an empty apartment, filled with a profound sense of solitude as he reminisced about the village girl who once brightened his days. Yet, in a move akin to fate, he returned home earlier than expected one evening, only to stumble upon Neka and Emeka in a compromising embrace. The moment froze in time. Chidi's world shattered like crystal upon impact. Rage, betrayal, and heartache washed over him as emotions erupted like a volcano. In a fit of anger and confusion, he sent Neka back to her village, feeling as if he could no longer bear the weight of the embarrassment and heartbreak she had inflicted upon him. There he was, staring into what felt like an endless abyss, his illusion of peace and simplicity obliterated. Alone once more, Chidi sought refuge in the company of his former city girlfriend, the one he had let slip through his fingers in exchange for the promise of a simpler life. However, time had moved on, and she was now engaged to another man. The depth of regret crashed into him like a tidal wave, forcing him to confront the choices stemming from his desire to please his mother and fulfill societal expectations. Through nights drenched in remorse, Chidi sulked in his lonely apartment, pondering the irony of their situation. The lessons he could have gleaned from the experience suddenly sprouted like weeds in his mind. As the days blended into shadows of self-reflection, Chidi began to understand that the nuances of love are not dictated by geographical origins or past experiences. Every woman possesses her own unique journey, filled with desires and complexities unseen to the eye. In seeking purity, he had overlooked character and compatibility. He had let societal pressures lead him to make a decision that left indelible scars on his heart. Meanwhile, Neka, back in her village, laughed and danced amid familiar faces, her spirit too alive to be bogged down by what had transpired. Surrounded by laughter and joy, she recounted tales that made her the center of attention, stories of her city escapade and her adventures that once made Chidi laugh now felt like tales of witches' brew. Yet, inside, she too grappled with her sense of self, realizing that in her quest for validation, she had strayed too far from the roots that originally grounded her. As Chidi conferred with himself, the echoes of his past decisions loomed large, and he began to see the full tapestry of his experiences, a vivid realization of the trials and tribulations that had led him to become the man he was. He learned to forgive himself and, in turn, began to forgive Neka, a woman who, in her own chaotic pursuit of adventure, had lost her way, just as he had lost her.